Hey guys, very warm welcome to Arihant Online Academy. And in this video, we are going to solve a very important programming logics MCQs, especially for TCS NQT and TCS Ninja, as well as it is also going to helpful for your all other MNCs technical portion. Okay. So without any delay, let's just start. The question number 41 here is actually the previous 40 questions we have already discussed, and you can watch previous 40 lectures by visiting our TCS NQT playlist in our playlist section. Here you will get all the previous year 40 questions as well as other important videos also. So you can watch them, right? And question number 41 is find the output of the following C code. Here it is your following C code. Hash include studio.h into where equals to 20 into main into where equals to where printf, like that, right? So what would be the correct output? So you will analyze the code here that integer variable is declared here with variable name is a var, and inside the loop, this is the body of main loop, this is the body, and inside this body, if you will see here, into where equals to where is declared here. But what does it mean? Into where equals to where, and then it is a semicolon. But if you will see, it will not assign this 20 value to it. Why? Because the concept in C standard is that if we are declaring into where equals to where, then it reflects that here inside this loop, inside this main body, inside this main body, inside this local scope, we don't have any kind of where declared here. This where is external, global. So that will not be called here, right? So this is the wrong way of declaration. Hence, error will be there. Hence, error would be there, right? So error is there, no output. The next, you can see here, the explanation that is first where is declared, then value is assigned to it. As soon as where is declared as a local variable, it hides the global variable where, right? So I hope it is clear. The next question is question number 42, and the program is in front of you. Int, if you will see here, x equals to 1, y equals to 2, z equals to 3. Here what would be printed? I think you can all answer this. X will print 1, this will print 2, this will print 3. 1, 2, 3. It would be the output of this printf statement. Then int x is reassigned again as 10, and float y is reassigned as 20. Now if you will see here, x equals to %d, so here 10 should be printed. Y equals to %f float, so float is there, so this value would be used 20.0000000 up to 6 precision decimal it would be counted. And then z equals to %d, here this global variable would be called, that is 3. So 10, 20.00000 and 3, it would be the correct output. And for the last printf line, if you will see, x equals to %d, so which would be printed, guys? Can you answer me whether this is or that one? So if you will see, this is the separate loop. So global variable of x, that is 1, would be printed here. Y, do we have y here? So if you will see, float f is there, guys. Float f is there. So this float f is declared here. So it will call from previous loop, and if you will see here, this would be 20.0000000. It would be printed, and here z equals to %d, so 100 would be printed. Okay, so I hope that this solution is clear to you. Okay, question number 43 is output of the following C program. So if you will see, int x equals to 032, %d x return 0. So what would print, guys? Whenever we declare in C program any integer, if we are declaring initialized with 032, so it will this integer, this C compiler or C standard library will treat this as an octal value, and the octal value of 032 is nothing but 2 into 8 to the power 0 plus 3 into 8 to the power 1 plus 0 into 8 to the power 2, that is nothing but 2 into 1, that is 2 plus 3 8 is 24 plus 0, that is 26. So it 26 would be printed. Why? Because if we have declared any integer like int 0 1 2, so if we are initializing it with 0, So by default, C compiler would treat it as a octal value, and then we need to calculate octal value and we'll print that. Okay. And question number 44, what is the output of the following C code? Very important question, guys. It is based on the concept of arrays and pointers. Okay, so arrays and pointers concept is used here. If you will see here, int A3, so, and this is two-dimensional array, you can take it, it is a 2D array, and we have 6 elements in it, right? So definitely it is a 2 by 3. It is 2 cross 3 array, isn't it? Or if you'll see here, it would be stored like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in array format like that. Okay, it is the correct representation of it. Now if you'll see here, int star ptr3 equals to a, so we are assigning the address of that variable to the value of that pointer of array to a. Okay, and then if you'll see, we are printing %d star ptr1. So what is stored at this 1? Initially, if you will see, we have stored the address of this front, that is the base address of arrays is allocated to it, and star print 1. So we are printing this value 1, right? So let's say the base address is 2000, then its index would be 0, its index would be 1, and its index would be 2. So here 2 would be printed, and then star ptr2, so it would print this index, that is 3. 2 and 3 would be the first two answer, that is it would be the value. So option C is cancelled till we can say. And then plus ptr. So if you will see plus ptr means what we are doing, we are changing the array index to here now. Plus ptr means we have changed, we are changing. Now the array initially will initialize here, pointing there, and now it will point here. So if you'll see, now we are printing star ptr1. In that case, it would print the value 5, and ptr2, it will print the value 6. So 2, 3, 5, 6, that is option A is the correct answer. Okay. Now question number 45 is output of this following code. If you will see, what they are doing, basically they are using the concept of swapping. But if you will see here, would swapping works here? No. Why? Let's analyze the code. Here they are providing the technique of swapping, but this loop, or you can say that the body or scope of this body is different, and here where we are printing, the scope of this body is different, right? This is local body, and if we want to fetch or if we want to manipulate the values of string 1 to string 2, it can't be like that here. Why? Because if you will see here, it is in the separate function, and we can't access that value to here because nothing would be swapped. That is why string 1 is gigs and string 2 is quiz. So gigs quiz would be printed as it is, and that question has taken from gigs for gigs. So there that strings were mentioned. Okay, so I hope that it is clear to you. Okay, so what would be the answer? String 1 is gigs and string 2 is quiz. Gigs and quiz. String 1 is gigs and string 2 is quiz. It would be printed. Okay, now let's, yeah. Next question is, what is the output of the following program? This is the following program, and what is the output of it? So if you will see here we have initialized s equals to 30, and main body is started from here. Int r equals to 20. Okay, function r is calling. So function r means int s. Here the value of r, that is 20, it would be passed here. S equals to 30. Okay, no problem. Then after executing this loop, we are coming back and we are printing r. So no change to r na. So r will be printed 20. 20 would printed itself. It will not be. It is not basically reference parameter passing technique by parameter passing techniques is used, but the value of r will not be manipulated, right? Why? Because if you will see here, the r's value would not be changed. But if you want to really change it, we need to use pointer reference, and by call by reference mechanism we can completely change it. How? See here, int main, int r equals to 20. Now here integer variable r is declared as a 20. Now function m% r is here. So m%r means this function is consisting the address of r, and at the address of r it is changing the value. So here it will function m%r is going to here int ptr, and int ptr is declared as a 30. So at the address of r, the address of r at the address of r 20 is stored, but here we are using star ptr 30, so it will change the value of that 20 to 30, right? Now at m%r we have new value, that is 30, and then if we are going to print r after completing that loop, the r would be printed as a 30, right? So r would be printed 30. The next question here is, predict the output of the below program, and the program is in front of you. Int array 5, assume that the base address of the array is 8000 and size of the integer is 32-bit. So array plus plus, what would be printed? So guys, if you will see here, nothing would be printed, right? It would show error. Why? Because if you will observe here, what we are doing, we are post incrementing the value of constant. Why? Because array ARR, what it will consist? It will consist base address of array, isn't it? This is nothing but this is a constant value, and we are trying to change, we are trying to increment constant value, which is not possible. Hence we can say that it will generate error. Okay, so 48 will generate error, and this is our question number 49. Predict the output of the below program. This is the program. Now if you will see here, int array 5 space array is here declared, and assume base address of array is 8000 and size of integer is 32-bit. 32-bit means 4 byte. 1 byte equals to 8 bits. So 4 byte, it is the size of integer, it is given to us. Now %u array plus 1. So array plus 1, initially the value of array is 8000, right? So 8000 it will printed itself, and m% array plus 1. Now we are incrementing it because array plus 1 post increment is there. So initially 8000 would be printed. Now m% array plus 1, what it means? You can simply say that suppose it is an array. So if we are m% array, so m% array will hold the base address, that is 8000 to it. And if we are post incrementing it, it will go to the next part of the array, means it will consist all the values, that is 5 spaces is here. So 4 bytes, 5 spaces means 5 into 4, you can say that 20 bytes it would increment by it. Why? Because it is of 5 space and we are incrementing the base address of the array. So it will go to the last place of that array. It will consist all the spaces, all the memory locations, and then it will increment. Because m% array, it means it consisted of the base address. It is holding base address. Hence 8000 plus 20, that is 8020, it would be printed from here, right? So these two are the correct answers for this. And then last one, that is question number 50. Question number 50, that is predict the output of the following program, and program is in front of you. Now if you will see here, int array equals to 5 equals to 1. So we have declared an array of size 5, but we have only initialized value 1. So the most important concept of array is using here. For I equals to 0, I is less than 5. Yes, 0 is less than 5. So currently value of I is 0. So we need to print here the value of array 0. So at 0th index 1 is stored. So initially it will print 1, but on the next locations, do we have any value? No. So by default C compiler, by default C or C++, what they do in that condition, they will place 0. By default they will initialize the value with the 0. Hence 1 0 0 0 0 it would be printed, because this loop will run 5 times, 0 1 2 3 4, and on 5 it will come out of the condition. So 5 times it would run. So first time it would print 1 and next 4 time it would print 4 zeros, right? So these are the 50 important questions which I have discussed with you from programming logics MCQs of TCS NQT. So I have uploaded the 50 important questions. Now it completely depends on your feedback and your response, your positive response, that whether you want to continue this kind of videos in future too or not. If you want to really want this kind of videos in future as well, do comment, do like, and do comment, mention in the comment section that we want this kind of videos in future too. Then I will continue this. Else you can watch these 50 questions and understand the pattern level and do well in your exam, guys. Okay, have a very nice day, guys. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.